I rise in strong support of this bill, and I first want to thank the author. Dr. Weber has been tenacious on this issue, and I've had the pleasure of hearing bills similar to this since I've been on the Education Committee for the last 6 years. Members, we can always find a way not to do something. That's the easiest thing to do, is to say no, and we can make excuse after excuse after excuse. What's hard to do is figure out how do we do the right thing. This is an opportunity for us to do the right thing. It is long overdue. We've heard about the cost and that the universities can't really incur the cost now. Well, I think we can always blame cost, even though we are going into a recession now. But I would argue that the cost of doing nothing is more expensive than the cost of implementing this. We all learn what we live at home. And guess what? Sometimes racism is taught right there in someone's living room. So if we don't have an opportunity for our young people who are our hope for the future, to learn about other ethnicities, how do we move forward in this world? I don't know. I don't see that. When we understand each other, we're more accepting of each other. When we understand each other, we realize we have more in common than not. And I have to also say that diversity and ethnic studies are two different things. And I have to strongly disagree with my colleague from Orinda, and am somewhat offended when he applied that people on his side of the aisle, which I'm not sure we're always on the same side of the aisle, that we are taking advantage of a situation to vote on this. You know what? I've supported ethnic studies since I've been here, before we have what's going on right now, rightly so, in the streets. I'd also like to say that, yes, the university systems in January came out with this idea that they're going to do in ethnic studies, but what people failed to mention is that 3 years ago, the CSUs did a study, their own study, and concluded that they needed to add ethnic studies to their curriculum. They didn't do it. I would argue that the only reason they're doing it now, or saying they're going to do it, is because of Dr. Weber's bill, because of this bill. So we can't let them off the hook. I love our CSUs, and I think they do fabulous work, but sometimes they have to be pushed a little bit. I think we can worry about precedent, but sometimes if we just hide behind that, we don't get the right thing done. So I'm going to end with something for those of you who are visual learners. I'm going to ask you to watch a movie. And you might say, Connie Leyva, that seems very unacademic, asking us to watch a movie. I'm going to ask you to watch Remember the Titans. And the reason I ask you to watch that movie is because it's based on a true story. And when you look at how divided that football team was, whites and blacks, and when Denzel Washington, their coach, says, I'm going to make each of you spend time together and learn about each other, what happened? They ended up with a perfect season. I would also argue that it's our young people that are going to change this world. When you also watch that movie, you will see that it is the adults, it is the people that are our age on this floor who are the problem. Let's not be the problem. Let's be the solution. We have an opportunity. Let's take it. I strongly support AB 1460.